Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile, with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
New activation and upfront payment for 3-month plan required. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for full terms.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile, with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
New activation and upfront payment for 3-month plan required. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for full terms.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com. 'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
This is one day for you to let your spouse know just how special she is. And if you got kids, recruit them little rugrats too and have them help out. That's only going to make her love you even more and, hell, be proud to say that you're her man, her husband, father, because of the things that you're doing and you're incorporating with your family and with your kids.
Hey girl, imagine a life where you feel supported, connected, and understood. I get it. Being a mom is hard, especially when you're spinning so many plates. We exhaust ourselves trying to create the perfect life for our family. You deserve to enjoy your family without the stress perfectionism brings. On this podcast, I provide practical and relatable life experiences. I teach women quick and easy-to-use strategies to help them reclaim their identity, reignite their marriage, and enjoy their children. If you're ready to be challenged, then pull up a chair, grab pen and paper, because it's about to go down. I'm Willie Cisneros, a licensed marriage and family therapist, and this is the Empowered and Unapologetic Podcast.
So the time frame was about 23 years ago, and it was our first anniversary, first Valentine's Day, one of the two. And I didn't have anything planned. It was probably my worst one of these 2 days, Valentine's, birthdays, Christmas, where I didn't have anything planned and ready to go. And I was on my way to, I was at school at the time. I was a young Marine in the middle of school, leaving early in the morning before my wife woke up in the morning. And I'm at school, and a buddy of mine in the same class with me asks, "So what do you have planned?" And I said, "For what?" And he goes, "For Valentine's Day." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "It's today." And he was a single dude, didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have anything. And he was just so happened to be a military policeman who was off that day because he was in that course. And I said, "Dude, I didn't have anything planned. I have no idea." And so he was like, "Look, let's try to put some stuff together and I'll help you out." So he reaches out to his team, and we devise this plan where he's going to show up on my doorstep, tell my wife that I've suspected of some kind of crime. Meanwhile, I tell him, keep it clean, making sure that it's nothing that's involved with other women or anything like that, and that it's just maybe a robbery, maybe a break-in or something that I'm suspected of. So he agrees to it, and he's going to show up there, do some questioning, and then subsequently make an arrest and drive away. And then I'm going to come out later on. He's going to pull back around and tell my wife, gotcha, or whatever. So the time comes. I get home. I go straight upstairs. I start working on my uniforms. I start doing my work. My wife's downstairs. She's making dinner. And yeah, I was the dirtbag, wasn't doing anything. She was the one that was planning or was actually doing everything, and I wasn't doing anything. I was a lazy bastard, not doing anything, just thinking about myself at that time. Shame on me at that time. And I'm giggling up there because I know what's coming. And then a knock comes on the door. My wife goes to answer it. And then she calls me from downstairs, and I could hear talking, and I'm kind of giggling as this is all going on. So I go downstairs, and she goes, "What's going on?" And I go, I have no idea. And he goes, "Ma'am, I just want to let you know your husband has been suspected of some bank robberies that have been going on out in the San Diego County region, and I got to take him in and take him for questioning." So he takes me outside. I step outside. He cuffs me, puts me in the back of the vehicle, and we start driving away. And my wife is bawling. She's crying. And he's like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I can't do this." And he's like, she's crying. He goes, "She's following us, walking and following us." And she's just crying. He's like, "This is heartbreaking. I can't do this." So he stops. He's getting ready to open the door. And just before he does, he says, "Ma'am, I just wanted to tell you Happy Valentine's Day." And she says, you better close that door and leave him back in there, because I'm about to beat his butt. And he's laughing, and I'm still cuffed, and he lets me out. And she's like, "I can't believe you did this." And, later on I admitted I didn't do anything. I didn't have plans. And so this is my way of bailing myself out on this particular day. Men, today, this special here, it's going to be the man's takeover of Empowered and Unapologetic. This is the man's guide to not screwing up Valentine's Day. I'm Willie Cisneros, husband to Veronica Cisneros, the host of Empowered and Unapologetic. So that was just one of those memorable moments that I've had in the nearly 23 years of being with my lovely wife, and just some of the things that we've kind of endured over time. And I'm going to share some of these key things that I've done that have helped me along the way. And while not every single one was perfect, we don't have to have perfection. We just need to have something planned and ready to go for that particular day. But what is Valentine's Day? I'll tell you, for me, it's a day for me to wine and dine, show my wife just how special she is. It's also for me a day for me to show my kids, who I'm a girl dad, I have 3 amazing daughters, that I get to show them through my example, just how special my wife is, and for them to look at and see, look, this is what I would expect my future husband to be like, and to show what he's going to do for me, and their expectations of that. So it's my day to be an example for them as well. I'm here to help you guys out. And for some of them that just feel like, look, I just can't get this right. For that guy that's out there that just can't seem to get this day right, and is just, whether it may not even be Valentine's Day. It may be a birthday, an anniversary, Christmas, where you're just like, you're getting her all the damn things that she doesn't even ask for and doesn't even like. Look, if I showed up at the door with flowers, chocolate, and some stuff like that, my wife would give the chocolate away, and the flowers, she'd be upset. Bottom line, she hates chocolate, and she says, don't give me something that's going to die with your flowers. So not typical of what most women particularly like. So you have to know what your woman likes. And what's that going to take? It's going to take communication. It's going to take you asking, and yes, in advance, what do they like? What do they want? What do they expect? What are some things that they would never expect you to do? And maybe you can surprise them, surprise yourself and do something. That's what I've done at times. And I've done some things that to me have surprised the hell out of me that I could possibly do it and plan something like that. But I'm here to talk to those guys that, or that guy that just can't seem to get it right for whatever reason. So it may be about Valentine's Day. It may be a little bit of nugget of information. It may be a kick in the ass about, doing something for a birthday, for Christmas, for an anniversary. Hell, maybe you haven't got, this last year wasn't right and you never got a damn thing right. Well, this is going to be your saving grace, because I'm going to give you a few nuggets of information and things that you can do to kind of help you along your way. We got a little bit of time before the 14th. So you can start planning, and hopefully you'll get this right this year. Some of the things I wanted to share too are things that I've heard just in conversation, and also some of the things that my wife has said that, she, from her listeners, and just some of the things that wives say about their husbands, just things like affection. My husband is unafraid to show his affection towards me. He believes that he's bigger than that. He can't show feelings, can't show emotions. I don't get that. I don't understand why that is. Ask yourself why. Why can't you show affection? Why can't you hold your spouse's hand? Why can't you show affection in public? It's not a sign of weakness. It doesn't make you less manly. What are the consequences to you showing your feelings and showing your love? Who cares? You're not going to be with anybody else around them. Pretending it's just you and your significant other is what's going to help you with that. But maybe it's you just having distorted thoughts in your head that are saying, well, I never get this right. So why me even try and show some affection or show my feelings? Because she's just going to more or less spit in my face anyway and say, this sucked again this year, and you didn't do a good Valentine's Day. This wasn't a good Valentine's Day again because you didn't plan things out or you didn't do well. If you have that in your head already, those thoughts that are like, maybe you're thinking that that's what's going to happen already, you're going to fail. I'm here to tell you, put that in the past. Whatever's happened before, let that go and let this be a better day. Who gives a crap if you punted into the stands a few times before? This is redemption year. So stop feeling sorry for yourself. The best thing you could do, I would say, going for this year is to plan. Look, some of the things that I've done, I found them on Google. I found them on Time Out magazine. Just going online, you could put Time Out and put the major city where you're close by. That's always helped me. And then I could say, things to do in this area or things to do for Valentine's Day weekend. I've looked on TikTok. I've looked on Instagram. the internet is going to be your friend. If not that, then asking somebody who you know, who's just a romantic dude and knows how to handle situations like this, like just sharing thoughts. Stop thinking that it's stop being too proud to ask for help. Your pride is going to lead to your failure. So put that aside, ask questions, do your research, and look, and you'll be surprised. There's some crazy things out there that would be a ton of fun. And you can incorporate all those different ideas and those things into one weekend or into one day, an overnight stay. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. Look, I'll give you an example. This year, Valentine's Day is on a Monday. For most of us, that's a working day. That may be a day where you, who typically wakes up maybe second between you and your girlfriend or you and your wife, and so now you got to be the one that wakes up a little bit early, sneaks into the kitchen, cooks something up real quick, some breakfast or something, comes back to the bedroom, surprises your spouse with some breakfast in bed. That would start off the day pretty great. And hell, you might go to work. If it's early enough, you might get a surprise too before you go to work. So it's a win-win. And then what you could do is, on that same day, being that it's a work day, get off a little early, come home, make a dinner, especially if you're not the one that cooks. Make a little something special. Cook up something. It'll probably surprise the crap out of her too that you're in the kitchen cooking. Let her sit up, maybe have a glass of wine ready to go if she likes that kind of stuff, or have her favorite drink, or maybe she's not a drinker and she just wants like a sparkling water or something, or just to be able to kick her feet up and watch her favorite show while you get everything ready to go and you have stuff pre-planned. And maybe cap off the night with a naked massage in bed. And hell, you may have another win-win there in the evening for you too. The bottom line is there's no excuses. You got to have something. We're looking for progress over perfection. Don't try to make it perfect and be all down on yourself. Have a plan, and then have a plan for that backup plan just in case something fails. Because sometimes Murphy steps in and you have, things happen, something doesn't go right. Always have something as a backup plan too. I'm going to share some ideas of some things that I've done in the past that have led to great weekends. A couple of years ago, took my wife, and before we left for the weekend, I had a couple outfits for her, and I wanted her to take a look at which one that she wanted. And I had some nice dresses for her on the bed, ready to go, and they were surprises for her to open up. And I went to work. It was another day that we both had to work, and then we met up and we went out and went to Malibu. We stayed at a nice Malibu beach resort where we were right on the ocean. We had dinner right at sunset. They brought the dinner and made everything in our room, champagne, truffles, the whole 9 yards. It was a nice, eventful weekend, walks on the beach, breakfast on the beach, and all that other stuff. And that was a crazy expensive weekend, but it was great. It doesn't have to be that way. It's up to you on what your budget looks like, and only you're going to know that. Don't break the bank, but at the same time too, don't be a damn cheapskate and try and not do anything because you're trying to do everything on such a tight budget that it looks like you didn't do anything at all. How did I know to do those things though? I knew because I asked. And that's the only way that you're going to know what your spouse wants to do, is for you to ask, for you to say, hey, what do you want to do? What would you like to do? What are the things that you're most interested in? What are some things that we've never done that you've always wanted to do? What are some places that you've wanted to go? What are some food that you've always wanted to try? And putting that all up into one day, weekend, overnight stay, something like that, that's going to help you out. Now, I know some of you are like, well, damn, this sounds like a lot of work just for me to do for her. And it sounds very much like it's a second anniversary, a second birthday, a second Christmas. I don't give a crap what you say. It's, to me, yes, it's likely going to probably be that. And if you expect something as well, well, then guess what? You better speak up as well and say something. Because if you expect it to be a special day, which it should be a day that she does something special for you too. But again, if she doesn't know, then, expect nothing, because you didn't say anything. So, communicate, and it would make that day much better for you. But I would also say as a caveat is, don't expect something and do something all great and big, and then you expect something to be done and it's not done, and then you have a feeling of just letdown and disappointment, because if you went into it expecting something out of it, then it's just a recipe for failure. I would say just do it because you want to. If you have kids, I know there's some dads that are out there that are saying, look, all these things, these ideas, they sound great, but I got kids. I can't get away from these little rugrats. They're all over me. I'm working a long day. I come home and I just want to put my feet up. Look, no one gives a shit about how tired you are. We don't care about your damn pity. Pity, find that in the dictionary between syphilis and your selfishness and all that other stuff that goes along with it. Nobody cares about how hard of a day you had. This is one day for you to let your spouse know just how special she is. And if you got kids, recruit them little rugrats too and have them help out. That's only going to make her love you even more, and hell, just be proud to say that you're her man, her husband, father, because of the things that you're doing and you're incorporating with your family and with your kids. Some of the things I've done with my kids just a couple years ago, took my wife out for the weekend. We typically do that where we'll have a Valentine's Day weekend of just her and I, and get a sitter. And then we come back, and especially if it's not on the weekend, Valentine's Day, I'll do something for them. And this particular year, I ended up doing like a Disney themed Valentine's Day, and built a fort in the living room, turned out all the lights, put up some little fairy light things that were with the little fort that I made. Made dinner, spaghetti and meatballs. We ate dinner, and then we laid down and we watched Lady and the Tramp. So the dinner went with the movie, and made it a little romantic night for my girls, and shared it all. And it was a great evening, and the kids absolutely loved it. They loved how the food was tied in with the movie, and I got to show my kids, what it's like to even make them special, because they're young ladies and they need to feel special as well. So we cozied up together and watched the movie. I mean, you could buy her an outfit. You could buy your spouse an outfit. You could take them out to their favorite dinner place that they've always wanted to go to. If dancing's their thing, even if you don't like dancing, hell, put your damn big boy pants on and get your ass out there and go damn cut some rug and get your butt out there. I've gone and I've taken my kids to on a dinner cruise with my wife. We've done the Hornblower cruise. We did it on our 20th anniversary of the year that I proposed to her. That's where I proposed to my wife, was on a Hornblower cruise on Valentine's Day. So I took my kids on the 20th anniversary. I had them, I got them nice dresses, and we all went out there and got them all dinners, and then we danced on the boat and everything. So that's how I got to do that for them too. The bottom line, gentlemen, is look, you just got to show up for your lady, show up for your wife, girlfriend, whoever your significant other is, that special person that you have in your life, and show them how much you appreciate them. Do it because you want to. Do it because it's something special. It's a special day for you to do this. And look, just don't do it to try to show off or brag or anything like that. I like to do it because I try to every year outdo what I did the year before. My wife still doesn't know what the hell we're doing for Valentine's Day, and she's within earshot of me. and she has no idea, and I'm not going to tell her what we're doing, and nor am I going to say it right here because she'll know. But for my kids, what I'm going to do is taking them on a gondola ride out in Newport Beach, and we're going to go on the Italy type boats, and roses and rose petals and sparkling water, because obviously they can't drink, their kids. And then I'm going to take them, we're going to do a sunset ride in a boat. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to go out and have an Italian dinner. And that's going to be my Valentine's Day for them. So be creative. Do this for you and do this for them. And surprise your family, surprise your spouse. And, I wish you all well. Happy Valentine's Day, and we'll talk later.
Many women lose their own identity in the shadow of being a mom and a wife. We are a community of women who support each other. We leave perfectionism behind to become empowered and unapologetic. I want to personally invite you to join our Girl Gang. It's a free Facebook community for women just like you. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/empowered and unapologetic. See you there. What's up, ladies? Just want to let you guys know that your ratings and reviews for this podcast are greatly appreciated. If you love this podcast, please go to iTunes right now, write a review, rate the episode, and subscribe. Don't forget to share it with your friends.
It's easy to blame ourselves for our struggles with alcohol. We see people around us being able to control their drinking without any consequences, yet no matter what we try, we can't seem to figure it out for ourselves. My name is Jillian Teets, and I am the host of the Sober Powered podcast, where I use my biochemistry background to explain the latest research in addiction and help you understand both why you drink the way you do and how to develop the skills and mindset you need to find freedom from alcohol. I discuss topics like why we think about our drinking 24/7, why we have no off switch, and why we crave alcohol. If you're struggling with your drinking or you know someone who is, then I hope that you will check out the Sober Powered podcast. New episodes every Friday. See you there.
Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support to helping loved ones to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there.
Hey there. This is Casey McGuire Davidson, host of the Hello Someday podcast. I'm an ex-red wine girl turned life coach who helps busy women change their relationship with alcohol. I spent 20 years climbing the corporate ladder while drinking a bottle of wine a night to unwind. In the Hello Someday podcast, my goal is to teach you the tried and true secrets of creating and living a life you don't want to escape from. Each week, I'll bring you tools, lessons, and conversations to help you drink less and live more. I'll teach you how to navigate our drinking-obsessed culture without a buzz, and how to turn the decision to stop drinking from your worst-case scenario to the best decision of your life. You can find new episodes of the Hello Someday podcast every Thursday, wherever you listen, and I hope you check it out.
Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support to helping loved ones to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there. Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support to helping loved ones to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there. Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support to helping loved ones to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there.